Well, we're happy you're here, Domonique. Yeah,
What's up?
Domonique! We're happy to see you.
That was some fake. It's called Fifi is what they used to call it when I was in NFL, when you do a bunch of fake enthusiasm just to fool the coaches. We come out the locker room.
That didn't feel real. Are you kidding
this
me?
is so fair what he just did.
Run the tape, man. I wasn't falling for that with you.
Mike
you're
Ryan,
too important to me.
Mike Ryan, he's so right. We have to do this better. This man spent so much time in the locker room when Ray Lewis was bringing the Fifi, stomping around the locker room, and you were looking at it and you were saying that's fake enthusiasm. He's doing that for show.
The thing about Ray was it was so real. Maybe there was some icing on top. The thing that blew my mind, I remember quite clearly, and Mike, you'll appreciate this. It was like a random, maybe a Thursday night game in Cleveland, like mid-season. We know we're going to destroy them. We're like in good position. And most of us are like, all right, let's go get this win and get out of there. This man is in the tunnel before the game, like working himself up to tears. And I'm like, this is like year 15. You're going to Hall of Fame. You got a Super Bowl ring. We're just trying to get in and out of here healthy. And he is like ready to like hurt somebody like it's a Super Bowl game. I think that among many other things is the difference between me and Ray Lewis and that intensity and the way that he cared.
I want to get to the real enthusiasm we have for being here. We will muster it in a second. But Ricky Williams describes that Ravens locker room as I was a rabbit among wolves because Ray Lewis and Ed Reed were in that locker room. Like, I don't know what kind of cold dungeon darkness Ray Lewis has to go to find that 15 years in that crazy-ass thing you did for a living.
I can tell you, like, he would find, and I don't think I'm, like, telling some secrets, but he would find the most unusual things to get himself motivated. I think he was like started at a higher level of intensity and motivation than everyone else. But I do remember before games where he would talk about how important the team was to the city and what would happen with crime statistics when we played well. I'm not sure if this was true or not, but like he would like convince himself that he was saving people out there and like, whatever you got to do. And I know that the outcomes of games mean a lot to people, but I wasn't out there lining up across from future Hall of Fame receivers. Like, I got to break this up so that I save Deontay's life this weekend. I'm like, I got to break this up so I save my job.
You ever went up to Ray and said to him, hey, Ray, it's the Bengals. We'll be all right.
No. Suggs would do stuff like that. Like I didn't have enough pelts on the wall. Like I think Suggs was a jokester. He would say stuff like that and mess with people. But I wasn't doing that. Surprisingly, Ray was really cool. Like you could make fun of Ray, but not on game day or not before the game, unless you're Suggs. Suggs would mess with everybody before the game because
he was the only one who was allowed, because I would imagine Ed Reed, if he had that temperament, would be allowed because they're cut from the same cloth of like this respect, Domonique, like you even understand it, right? Like these guys about football are not just better than you, which is meant as no insult, but they're just also built.
You have to say it like that. You could have found a more tactful way to put it out.
But
there.
they're also
you just mad because McAfee's better than you at this. That's what it is.
You just chose the Ivy League path. You chose Harvard and not
Aaron
to bust
Rodgers
your.
likes him more than you.
That's so true.
Damn.
And I mean, it's true.
That is true.
That hurt me.
Yeah.
But
I can confirm that. Yes.
Okay, but I spun that for a win, I felt like, the last couple of months. No,
you got the W?
I got out just in time, I feel like. Yeah. All right, let's give him the enthusiasm he wants. I want it.
Yay.
No?
Thank you. That's it. That's all I needed was my dog roar.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
All right.
No, Dominic, we miss you, man. We love you and we miss
Mike's
you.
Mike's holding out the affection.
Oh my gosh. From Stu, we love you, we miss you.
Yes.
Like, come on, Stu.
Well, it's we all
know.
of us, you know?
Okay.
I love you. I miss
Lad
you.
Doesn't even know me, and I can't stand him. He infuriates me.
All right, so you're feeling like you're getting one of these insincere holiday cards from Stugatz, right? Stugatz doesn't send holiday cards, I don't imagine. What he does is tell you it's on the way.
I tell you I love you, I tell you I miss you, and something's on the way.
When's the last time you spoke to Stugatz?
I don't know. I have to look at my text. I feel like it's been
works both ways, just so we're clear. Yeah.
But I think Stu and I, like many years ago, we crossed the threshold into true friendship, because I think that people that Stu is not a friend with, they think Stu is amazing. And I think that once Stu wrongs you, he loves you. Like, that's it. And Stu has wronged me. And I was like, oh, that's sweet. Because, like, prior to that,
I love you too.
And I hear Dan complaining. And I'm like, come on, but Stu, like, it's so sweet, because he was giving me all the fifi, just all his fake stuff all the time, how much he loved me and how awesome I am at this. And then he was like, yeah, my daughter, hey, buddy, my daughter's got a game up there near you in Maryland. You're in D.C., right, buddy? All right. Yeah, buddy, we'll get together. Then it comes around. Yeah. The date comes around. I text my man, silence, until he's on his flight back. Oh, man, something came up, had a surprise bar mitzvah in Baltimore.
That's how you do it.
Yeah. Buddy. And I was like, yes. I was angry at first. Then I was like,
I'll hit you up on the way back home. Yep.
Yes. Let's, Whittingham, are you infuriated? To me, it's the most amazing space Stugotz resides in, because Whittingham is furious while laughing. He's like, he is enraged on your behalf, Domonique, but also he's laughing at, that's Stugotz just being maximum Stu.
It's just the empty promises. I don't understand why make them in the first place. Why are you making these plans that you know that your worst trait is follow through?
It makes me feel better. It makes me feel better at the time that I make the promises, okay? I know I'm going to break the promises, but I don't feel bad about that. I just want some feel good. So I make a couple of promises that I'm not going to deliver on, and I feel good about myself.
Can you just say, I'm not going to have time to see you this trip, but I love you, thinking about you, I'm in your area?
That means I don't like you. Good. No, that means I don't like you. Domonique is right. If I lie about seeing you, I love you.
You guys don't got enough scheme in you. See, what he's actually trying to do is hoping that you forget or you don't want to have the connection. Damn. So then he's hoping that he comes up, and then he can, when he does that text on the way back, he's like, man, you never hit me up. I was here. I was waiting for you, sitting in my hotel room 5 hours. Buddy, I love you. What happened? Next time.
This is who Domonique is, though. And this is a true story. This is who Domonique is, because I guess this is how he made, honest to God, I didn't mean to insult you, that you aren't as good as Ed Reed and Ray Lewis. My bad. Huge critique by me. That one of the reasons you must have fit in the world that so well, because you told us the story of teaming up with Ed on something you and he saw as your signature moment of, like, I understand this game, and that is what real teamwork looks like. Before Domonique even knew Stugotz for real, but just liked our environment and liked Stugotz, we were in the middle of negotiations, and Domonique is yelling at me that I got to go yell at ESPN executives on behalf of Stugotz to respect the lie. Respect the sincerity of the lie, that this character was valuable.
Last time we actually spoke, me and Domonique.
But Domonique is yelling at me, like that I got to go in there, and I don't mean to embarrass you, Stugotz, but that's a true story. That Domonique was like, you have to go fight Disney on behalf of this man getting the respect.
I really wanted you to get the respect you deserve, but it was also important to me that you got Greg Cote off the show. I was like, whatever you got to do, get Stu more money, get Stu a bigger role, but I don't got room in my heart for two of them. Like, get Greg up out the paint.
Okay.
He's on now more than ever.
Well, you say this, but this, I have to direct people. I'll actually willingly direct people to the latest podcast of the Greg Cote Show with Greg Cote, because I like that. I love the first 3 minutes of the show as Greg Cote, who is doing an emergency podcast to talk about his column being mentioned by Jamel Hill and Tony Kornheiser. Him yelling at his producers because he himself can't figure out Twitter Spaces. And I love that you guys left that in, because he's enraged. This is his big signature moment. We're going to come talk about me, an emergency podcast I've asked my son to make for me. And then I call him and yell at him because I myself cannot figure out Twitter Spaces. It is why Domonique Foxworth, world's kindest man, legitimately hates your father.
It's hard to argue with him.
He's far right, though. I'm talking about he is militant about this. He is far right militant in this country about hating your father, everything he represents.
It's not, his podcast is technically like not within the show universe, right? Good. Don't listen to it. Do not download. Do not subscribe. Do not retweet the Greg Cote. Don't do it. Don't listen to it. Don't talk about it. Don't tell your friends about it. Don't go listen to those 3 minutes that Dan said is magical. I would like you to figure out a way to reverse listen. How can you reverse listen to a podcast? That's what you should do to the Greg Cote immediately. What is that? No, this is what you do. You create a podcast called Greg Cote Show, but you misspell one letter. You post that to try to siphon off some of his. That is the move.
Good idea. Great
Chris,
idea.
And this monster, I'm sorry. Let me talk about this monster, Greg Cote, one more time. A couple weeks ago, you guys are talking about NIL, and this monster, Greg Cote, has come around after decades of his cold, angry little heart, like speaking against players getting any money. He's like, okay, yeah, I think the players can have a little bit of money, but essentially they're ruining the game. Like, what? At the same time, not catching the irony of him just trying to piggyback like a late career third act off the back of his son and his old friend, while not doing the work required to do it. Like, the younger Cote, more talented Cote now, by far.
Oh,
not
my
even
God.
close.
Oh, my God.
That's going to hurt, man.
Put it on the poll at Batard Show, please. Is the younger Cote already the more talented Cote by far?
I love this
Do
poll.
you listen to the show? Like, Greg gets a whole day, and all he does is misplay his own hits throughout the course of an entire day, and then somehow you guys make entertainment around the fact that he's bad. You laugh at him being terrible, and by like somehow we're like, oh, this was a good day, because he could somehow dribble the ball off his foot, and you guys scoop it up and make it an alley-oop and dunk it. He's like, hey guys, see what I just did there? It's outrageous. Whereas on the other hand, Chris is in the back producing, doing all his production stuff, slides a line in here or there. Bang, bang, boom, efficiency. You hit him with the corner three, playing defense, setting picks, boxing out. And Greg Cote comes out of the locker room after smoking a cigarette and takes off his warm-ups, has on the wrong shorts, got on the away shorts instead of the home shorts, dribbles the ball off of his foot several times in the course of the game. You guys turn it into points, and then he's like, follow me, listen to my podcast. I don't cut my toenails. Ain't I special? Stop it. Stop it. There's nothing to celebrate.
He's so right, though. And I'm pretty sure, Chris, I heard the hint. The reason that I do encourage you to check out these few 3 minutes of the start of this is because I'm sure your dad was drunk. I could hear the slur in his voice already. That's how little he respected the emergency podcast. I could hear the slur. It's a drunk podcast.
I mean,
yes,
that's every time.
Go ahead and download. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Chris.
Every night after 8 p.m. is that with my dad. So, yes, it was 9:30. He's like,
Oh,
at
he was
3
hammered.
p.m. At 3 p.m., he's like, we should do this tonight. I'm like, Dad, you know what that means? Let's pace ourselves today. You know, I've heard you after 9 p.m. after those Sundays after Dolphins games.
It was unbelievable.
Man, it's keeping the ball moving. Keeping the ball moving. This is great team play by the younger Cote.
But by talking,
yes, I do encourage everybody to download the Greg Cote Show, COATYSHOW. Download it right now and listen to it.
this is why it's even further symbolic, because this black man is railing against all of this obvious, entitled, incompetent privilege. And all it's doing is Greg Cote is about to have his most listened to 22 minutes in the history of the Greg Cote Show with Greg Cote.
Always wins.
Like, he always wins. That always wins. That is Domonique yelling at me to go back, argue on behalf of Stugatz. Because yes, willing to make fun of yourself is part of the game in what it is that we do. But Domonique, I've been all week. I've actually, because I've wanted to get your opinion. Brian Flores is fired down here, and it was super interesting. And I thought of you for a number of different reasons. But I'm seeing this firing happen, and I'm seeing this area vibrate with all the coaching stuff. As I see Bill O'Brien gonna now re-interview at Jacksonville, and they told me Jeff Ireland is now resurrected himself. This Dolphin franchise has swallowed Bill Parcells, Saban with bad ownership, and now I find them at the middle of the Rooney Rule. I don't know if Harbaugh is going to be their coach or not, but the reason I thought of you is because 5 or 6 times this week, rhetorically, I have said.
I listen to all the shows. It's not just you, but anyway, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I know. Dolphin fans are mad at you, and I keep repeating it, and you've corrected me. And so 6 times I said Domonique Foxworth said 3 years ago was unethical, immoral. The team the Dolphins were playing.
He said it.
And
I'm done trying to make you guys understand the nuance of the take I was making. I'm leaning in. It was unethical then. It's all of Miami is unethical. Putting Tua behind that offensive line, unethical. The Miami Dolphins name, unethical. You come down there, destroy their habitat, and then slap a dolphin on the side of your head and say, "Ooh, sea mammals, we love them." Unethical. The way you fired Manny Diaz, unethical.
Oh, Jesus.
Every politician in all of Miami, unethical.
You're right about that.
Oh, that's true.
The prices of smoothies on South Beach, unethical. The way people drive down there, unethical.
That's true.
Yeah.
That we
Al
can't.
Pacino playing a Cuban man with a quarterback's last name, unethical.
I mean,
The whole Scarface movie,
Yeah.
unethical.
Yeah.
And Greg Cote.
Oh, Greg Cote is definitely unethical. Mike Ryan popped in. Mike, where were you? He sideswiped Manny Diaz, and then all of a sudden you make a reemergence.
He was doing a thing, though. I didn't want to stop him, but come
I'm
on.
not doing a thing. It's not a thing. This is a fact. I mean, Dan, you're not off the hook. DraftKings gave you $50 million. How much you give to Stu? Unethical. Give Stu 25 of them M's right now if you got any ethics. The whole damn city is without ethics. The way y'all treat Ron McGill and them animals, unethical. Protect the animals. Give money to his endowment immediately if you have any ethics.
That's right. We do give money to his. What's unethical about a relationship with McGill? It's the purest thing about us.
We give to his endowment.
Just stop it. I'm doing the thing, Stu. I'm doing the thing.
I know.
Be quiet.
I got out of your way, man.
There are no ethics in all of the city of Miami. I will say, however, I believe there might be one ethic left in all of Miami. It's flickering little candle in a windstorm, and Billy Corbin's tiny little hand is cupped around it, trying to protect that ethic. And you guys will not even support Billy Corbin. A shame. Shame, shame, shame to all of you unethical people in Miami. The sand on South Beach, most unethical sand in all of the world. There's nothing ethical in all of that city. And yesterday, I had to listen to you guys.
What happened?
Talk about Brian Flores. Oh, yeah, Stu, lean in for this one. I want to hear your response. Because Brian Flores was being a football coach, doing football coach things quite well, I might add, or reasonably well, better than could be expected. He gets fired. Everyone's like, what? This is outrageous. This makes no sense. And then they start a smear campaign, perfectly designed smear campaign to activate the latent racist cells in all of your little bodies yesterday. They just woke them up. All those little hooded cells that were sleeping.
Domonique, hold on. Domonique.
Yesterday by that smear. No. By that smear campaign. It woke it up, and y'all like, yeah,
Hooded cells.
that black man sure was angry. It was so blackety-angrity black. Get him up out of here. I think they might have made a good decision.
No,
after the day before, you were like, hey, this guy shouldn't have been fired.
You're not allowed to do that. His last name is Flores. He's a Latino. I'm allowed to do that.
Okay. Afro-Latino, so we can both do it, but I'm surprised at the self-hate that you had because it's in there. They woke them cells up, little sleeper cells in your body yesterday. They tickled them. They tickled him by saying the black man was too angry, and you was like, "Oh,
that was startling." I got to be honest. I kept coming back, and both Stugotz and Mike just jarred by just asking them again and again, incredulously. Okay, so You guys are both telling me that an activated smear campaign that is just the Dolphins in the shadows anonymously releasing angry black man, angry black man, angry black man, that worked on you and 2 lifelong Miamians.
Black Latino man,
right?
I should say for the record. And your compassion for others is seeping through here as we just abide by Domonique Foxworth saying Brian Flores coached as well as he possibly could without making the playoffs for 3 years. That's Matt Rule, buddy.
How about that? That's
Still
Matt Rule, buddy.
And you how about it that? You how about that?
Well, the silence, I
Like,
think.
I don't know. Last I checked, Domonique Foxworth, more teams make the playoffs now. So it's a huge embarrassment to not make it in 3 years.
You know what's a huge embarrassment? A huge embarrassment is that I've given you the opportunity to hop off of this pickup truck riding in the night with gasoline and a cross, and you said, nah, I want to ride shotgun.
Double down.
Let's do this. Let's double down.
Perhaps
This is outrageous. So, like, the stories, it was a telegraph smear campaign, which Dan pointed out, and you guys knew it was coming. You saw it coming, and then you still stood there and took it and then responded the way that they wanted you to. And there's nothing in that story that does not sound like football coaching. If you guys have a problem with that, fine. Let's remake the whole industry of being a football coach. That is stuff that football coaches do, but do not use that as an explanation for why you fired him. And I understand you need to work well with others inside an organization, but in this particular case, it seems like he had done enough to protect himself because, as you guys have wrongly cited so many times, the roster they handed him was unethical. So how are you going to expect this man to take an unethical roster to the Super Bowl?
What about to the playoffs? Because that was a very meek. That's Matt Rule. Did you go dog?
Buddy. Yes.
Yeah, he went dog.
He's never said buddy before.
But I didn't know whether you were saying brother or brother. Like
No,
I really,
I wouldn't
get him, Dan.
No,
Mike, I just felt
went
like
buddy because of
You went
what
buddy.
just happened right now.
Yes.
Of your coded language. I think you should apologize to all the Afro-Latinos out there.
Well, yesterday you accused me weirdly. This was another thing he did yesterday. I don't know what he was draped in when he said, Dan, you know there are black people who are also Latino.
Yep.
That's a thing he shouted at me yesterday as if he was explaining me. What reminder did I need? That a guy whose last name is Flowers in Spanish, that I would not understand that he's also Hispanic?
Mike was just trying to be there for you.
Being helpful. Sometimes you forget that he's also Latino.
The only good thing in all of South Florida is the Panthers and Kodak Black. That's it.
That's it, huh?
That's the only ethical thing. Put it on the poll, please. At Batard Show is the only ethical thing remaining in South Florida. Kodak Black twerking at the Panther game.
Yes.
Yeah, this is the realest thing y'all had. That's the only thing that looked genuine in all of South Florida.
Still not certain that was twerking.
What happened there? Was it twerking or sex?
Well, it was twerk. Well, multiple eyewitness accounts have it as twerking, but still not entirely convinced.
You could see
your expert analysis.
You could see his pants in the other shot. You couldn't see the midsection, so there could have been some zipper action going on.
So let me clear some things up. Like, the pants or not pants doesn't matter. It's excuse me, $5.
Yep.
The pants or not pants doesn't matter. Like, that was not twerking. I mean, that's what white people call twerking, but it's not twerking. Twerking is a solo act. Like, you
can twerk on someone, Domonique.
Oh, it was grinding.
Nah, yeah, that's grinding. As my friend just pointed out, that he understands what it's all about.
Mm-hmm.
You guys, however, do not. Twerking is a performance. Twerking is not grinding. Like, that's grinding. It's a little different, or lap dance, something like that.
Put it on the poll, please. Is twerking a solo act? At Batard Show. We love you. We miss you. We are delighted to see your face again. Any other Flores thoughts?
Like you're hanging up on me.
Well, we got to go. We've been told you got to go. I'll go longer with you. We were told you've got to go. So if you want to go
I don't
longer,
think that you got the stamina. You don't got the stamina to keep up with you. I'm going to leave to protect you.
No. Do me a favor. No, stay here for a second. Then no, I'm going to keep you. Now I'm going to box you in, and the next appointment's going to have to wait for a second. But what was he here to promote, Christopher? Because you asked him what it is that he was promoting. What's he promoting?
Yeah, he texted me. Racial justice.
Oh, for the love of God. That's how we're doing this?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're brought to us on behalf of racial justice. Domonique, I believe you're better at this than Ryan Clark, and Ryan Clark is getting all the breaks over at ESPN, all the partnerships, and I believe
what are you getting at? There's only one spot.
Hold on.
There's only one spot.
There you go. Get him. Get him. Get him.
He's complimenting you.
Sorry, Domonique. I didn't know that only one black former DB was able to shine at ESPN.
Thank you.
But he is
Thank
better.
you,
Dominic's
Michael Ruiz. I appreciate that.
Oh, yeah? He's
Damn.
better? I know Domonique could play in Denver.
God
oh my
damn.
God!
Jesus.
Oh dear God!
Man.
That's very close to the
Played
line.
there 3 years.
That's-
with the sickle cell trait.
Wait a minute.
What are you doing?
You did not.
Yeah, no, I had a sickle cell trait. It's a black thing. You wouldn't get it.
Bling.
Look at that efficiency.
Look at
Love
that.
that,
So
man.
much
Look
better
at
than
that.
Cody.
Look
so
at it.
much better than Cody than the other Cody, but
Look
it's
at
the
it.
other Cody that's
see
going to
that?
get all the victories.
He just caught it in the corner. Bow.
I would love to see, Domonique, you and Dan Orlovsky making that music, dancing on screen, breaking plays down, 4 minutes of football. It's better than anything since Edge NFL matchup with Jaworski and Merrill Hodge.
It's already pretty great. I'm not sure why I need to be subbed in, and I don't want to work with Orlovsky. I much like twerking, am a solo act.
Aren't you doing a podcast with Bomani next?
Who? Huh? Some people like cucumbers better pickled. Did you know that?
Who?
Huh?
Thank you, Domonique.
Thank you,
Thanks,
buddy.
Dom.
Bye, guys. Love you.
Love you, miss you.
Bye.